Hello and welcome to another edition of Elections Unlocked, your one-stop destination for all news related to elections 2024. In this instance, the assembly elections. The campaign for the Haryana Assembly poll, scheduled for the 5th of October, came to a close this evening. Until the last minute, there have been twists and turns in this direct dangal, which is primarily between the BJP and the Congress. At the last moment, former Member of Parliament from Hisar, Ashok Thavar, hours after having campaigned for the BJP, suddenly joined back to the Congress. He had once served as the Haryana Congress president before resigning from the party in 2019. In these 5 years, Thavar has toggled between the Aam Aadmi Party, the Trinamool Congress, and then even joined the BJP before today, at the last moment, joining the Congress just before the state casts its ballot on Saturday. This last-minute twist in the tale stems from the fact that right before the Maharashtra and Jharkhand elections, Haryana is a battleground. It's also a battleground where the Dalit vote matters and where Ashok Thavar is seen as one of the few tall Dalit leaders in the state. Listen in to what happened in this last-minute twist.
सर क्या कारण रहा कि बीच में बीजेपी को आप छोड़ के वापस आए?
कारण तो सबको पता है और कारण हमके भी पता है।
तो क्या माहौल नजर आ रहा है आपकी बात?
माहौल देखो, सारे बहुत खुश हैं, सारे बहुत खुश हैं और आगे भी और खुश रहेंगे।
अच्छा, क्या लगता है कि जिस तरह से पहले आपका कद था उस तरह से वापसी आपकी हो पाएगी, आपको वही पहुंच मिल पाएगी?
तो खुद का कुछ नहीं है, हम तो हरियाणा के लोगों के लिए लड़ते हैं और आगे भी लड़ते हैं।
Okay, joining me now is our Chandigarh Bureau Chief, Kamaljeet Sandhu, joins me from Chandigarh. Appreciate, Kamaljeet, you're joining us. Lots in Haryana. It's become a bit of a pot boiler, lots of dramatic twists. The latest being Ashok Thavar suddenly joining the Congress at the last moment. Those visuals of him with Rahul Gandhi, Bhupinder Singh Hooda, who was his bête noire over the years, is looking by the sidelines. It almost seems as if he was also taken by surprise. What explains it? What's the backstory of Ashok Thavar campaigning in the morning for the BJP and then switching to the Congress by the afternoon?
Well, this is definitely zor ka jhatka, zoron se laga. This is a last-minute coup that Congress has been able to pull off, and this is obviously going to be a big surprise and even a shock for BJP. But as far as Thavar himself is concerned, remember, he was sort of sidelined after the Lok Sabha polls, not much to do. He was not even given a ticket for assembly seats, and perhaps he decided that he had a better opportunity while walking over to the Congress party. Now, over the past few years, he's donned several hats, having his own party, then the TMC, then the Aam Aadmi Party, eventually the BJP, and then making a ghar wapasi to the Congress party. So obviously, he does see that there are chances, and remember, he's also from the SC category, another one big leader besides Kumari Shelja. And remember, even if Bhupinder Hooda doesn't get along very well with Ashok Thavar, what is also important and significant is that there would be another leader which does balance the situation. Remember, a couple of years ago, it was Bhupinder Hooda's workers who got embroiled in a controversy with Ashok Thavar. One of the reasons he quit the party. But now, 2024, things are changing. Congress seems to have an edge over the BJP, and it does seem that he has weighed in his choices before really joining hands in the Narnaul rally, especially here when Rahul Gandhi was there. Bhupinder Hooda smiling from afar, clapping his hands, but definitely they're looking at having maximum numbers just ahead of the polling which is happening on the 5th. So clearly there are obviously pushes and pulls and a lot of surprises, the last minute ones coming off. But obviously, as far as the Congress party is concerned, they are naming this as a coup. Meanwhile, the BJP is obviously saying he's not such a big leader. He's not even won the election this time against Kumari Shelja and Sirsa. So a whole lot of things really happening. Now this is ultimately up to the voters to decide which way the elections will go. And it's a very bipolar contest between the BJP and the Congress right here in Haryana.
Kamalji, just wanted to know very quickly from you, we saw Rahul Gandhi on stage when Ashok Thavar did his ghar wapsi. Presumably, therefore, what we are being told is that this was driven by Rahul Gandhi. Ashok Thavar a few years ago was seen as part of the Rahul group. And it appears that at this very last moment, Rahul Gandhi and his supporters are the ones who brought Ashok Thavar back into the fold, even though Bhupinder Singh Hooda may not really quite approve of Mr. Thavar. So the Rahul stamp clearly in this Ghar Wapsi, am I correct?
Well, absolutely. Rahul Gandhi is obviously leading this entire march, and obviously, even as he's making those kind of appearances in Haryana, this is also something that he was looking at, because remember, the chances this time of Congress seem brighter, and this is where, even though there seems to be a no-no to several big guns who want to return back to the Congress party fold, this is an opportunity where Rahul Gandhi himself has seen that a leader which belongs to the scheduled caste needs to really come back. And as far as Bhupinder Hooda is concerned, he even knows that even if he doesn't get along with several other camps, we're talking about Randeep Surjewala, Kumari Shelja, he's obviously open, welcoming them with open arms, because united as they stand is the best possibility, because we've seen it time and again, and even the last election around, they were left with few numbers. So this time around, it is the possibility of coming together and having a bigger majority. This is what something that the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi's own endeavor is.
Kamaljeet Sandhu for reporting there on what's been happening, that last-minute twist there in Haryana. Thank you very much for joining us here on Elections Unlocked. Now, let's turn to someone who's also making the headlines, the Dera Sacha Sauda chief Ram Rahim. Remember, a convict for rape and murder. He's out on parole at the moment for the 11th time. His parole, though, is conditional. The Election Commission has banned him from any poll campaign in Haryana. But his parole on the 1st of October, just 5 days before the state votes, could impact the polls, especially since he has a large following in Haryana, especially in the Sirsa belt. Today's report comes from Manjeet Sehgal explaining the Ram Rahim factor.
But days before Haryana Assembly elections, Dera Sacha Sauda chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh walked out of jail again. In this 11th parole of 20 days, he is banned from entering Haryana or partake in any poll campaign by the Election Commission.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ parole ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਬੜੀ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਬੀਜੇਪੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ parole ਦੇ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਹਰਿਆਣੇ ਦੀ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੇ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ.
Dera Sacha Sauda has a sizable follower base in 6 Haryana districts: Fatehabad, Kaithal, Kurukshetra, Sirsa, Karnal and Hisar. At least 26 assembly constituencies have Dera followers. Dera sources peg the follower base at 1.25 crore.
कुछ लोगों का ना राजनीतिक एक स्टंट होता है, हर मुद्दे के अंदर कुछ ना कुछ किंतु परंतु करना. उनको चुनाव की तरफ ध्यान देना चाहिए. कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि पिताजी के पैरोल के खिलाफ जो उन्होंने एप्लीकेशन लगाई गई है उससे संगत के अंदर बुरा प्रभाव जाए और नेगेटिव प्रभाव जाए और कहीं कांग्रेस को इसका नुकसान ना झेलना पड़ जाए.
अब हरियाणा के अंदर लगातार जो वोटर एक पर्टिकुलर कैंडिडेट के पक्ष में पिछले 15 दिन से 20 दिन से लगा हुआ है, तो इस एंड लास्ट मौके पे उसको आके कोई अगर फतवा जारी करे तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि वोटर अपना मन चेंज करेगा. तो चुनावों पे इसका बिल्कुल जो है असर पड़ने वाला नहीं है.
Of the 38 Dera branches, 21 are located in Haryana alone, totaling over 270 days. A shocking 20% of his sentence has been spent on parole in the last 4 years. Wielding great influence in Haryana and Punjab, Ram Rahim's furloughs and paroles have consistently coincided with elections, be it municipal bodies or state assemblies.
Sometime, election margin, in the election, the margin is very low, fight is very close. In that position, whatever following he has or whatever followers he has, he may pass on the message or ask them to vote for a particular party or a candidate.
The political clout of Dera Sacha Sauda stems from its many lower caste followers, besides the upper caste disciples. Though the upper caste votes in Haryana are divided between mainstream political parties like Congress and BJP, none can afford to antagonize the Dera followers. Leaders of both the Congress and BJP visited the Dera during the elections. Gurmeet Ram Rahim's son is married to Congress leader and former MLA Harminder Singh Jassi's daughter. In the 2007 Punjab Assembly elections, Dera announced its support for the Congress. In 2014, the Dera Sacha Sauda supported the BJP in the Lok Sabha and Assembly elections. In 2015, Dera openly supported the BJP in the New Delhi elections.
Dera Sacha Sauda has a political wing which on the directions of Gurmeet Ram Rahim decides whom to vote and support. Meanwhile, the Sikh organizations, opposition parties and the families who were victims of Gurmeet Ram Rahim and his disciples have raised questions on the functioning of the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party government and the Election Commission of India. With camera person Gunjit Kumar, this is Manjeet Sehgal in Chandigarh for India Today.
Okay, now our special profile today of a constituency is from Ladwa in Haryana, which it seems could be a cliffhanger this election season and also a bellwether to what is happening. This is where you've got the Chief Minister of Haryana, Naib Singh Saini, contesting and really battling for his political future. Saini, who was absent as an MP, is taking on the sitting Congress MLA Meva Singh. There's a third strong contender and challenger also in this story, the INLD candidate Sapna Barshami. Other than each other candidates' credentials, caste could play a crucial factor in determining who wins or loses Ladwa. Here's a report by Asim Bassi.
Barely 96 kilometers from Chandigarh, Ladwa Assembly constituency in Kurukshetra district of Haryana is a hot seat in this poll season. The incumbent Chief Minister of 6 months, Naib Singh Saini, is the BJP candidate. He is confident of wresting the seat away from Congress's Meva Singh Singroha.
8 तारीख को पता लग जाएगा। अंतिम दौर में चुनाव आ गया, किस तरह की तैयारी बीजेपी? भारतीय जनता पार्टी बहुत बड़े मैंडेट के साथ तीसरी बार सरकार बना रही है।
Meva Singh is campaigning hard to retain his seat.
चीफ मिनिस्टर पिछली बार भी लाडवा के लोगों ने 5 साल पहले मेंबर पार्लियामेंट बनाया था। मेंबर पार्लियामेंट बनने के बाद ना तो कभी धन्यवाद करने आया, 5 साल ना कभी लाडवा में लाडवा हल्के में किसी गांव में शक्ल दिखाई, ना कोई काम कराया। लोगों ने एक फैसला कर लिया छत्तीस बिरादरी के 5 तारीख को हाथ का बटन दबाकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी उस प्रदेश से बाहर करने का काम करेंगे।
INLD's Sher Singh Barshami's daughter-in-law couldn't win the seat back for the party against Meva Singh in 2019. This time, with BSP's support, she is hopeful.
हम तो लड़ते आए हैं, हम तो फाइटर हैं, हमेशा ऐसे ही मजबूती से लड़े हैं। 2009 में मेरे ससुर सबसे पहले जब ये हल्का बना था तो मेरे ससुर शेर सिंह बरशामी जी हल्के के सबसे पहले विधायक थे। कोई दबाव नहीं रहता है क्योंकि लोग पहले भी जानते हैं 10 साल अपमान की राजनीति करी है और ऐसी राजनीति से लोग परेशान हैं।
Ladwa has become skeptical after choosing BJP in 2014 and then Congress in 2019. Their main grievance is against Naib Singh Saini as they feel he never returned to his Lok Sabha constituency despite winning in 2019.
जो हमारे नायब सैनी नहीं है वो है यहाँ से गायब सैनी। उनको गायब सैनी इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि हमारे को तो कभी आके नहीं, उन्होंने 5 साल में कभी आके नहीं देखा लाडवे के अंदर, दुख सुख में किसी के आए नहीं।
5 साल MP रहे, उसके बाद 6 महीने अब जो सीएम बने लेकिन उन्होंने कोई भी काम करने की कोशिश नहीं करी। और लाडवा से आगे जब उन्होंने चुनाव लड़ना था तो कम से कम एक घोषणा तो कर देनी थी लाडवा के लिए कि हम ये काम करेंगे। कोई काम नहीं है, बाजार बिल्कुल शून्य है जी, कोई काम दाम नहीं है, हर प्रकार से दुखी है, कोई रोजगार नहीं, हर प्रकार से। आज मंडी में जाकर देखो, कोई जीरी नहीं बिक रही, कोई कुछ नहीं हो रहा।
In the mandi, farmers are not happy. Their produce is lying with no takers.
ये जिम्मेदार लेकर है, ठीक है ना, तो जीरी को खरीदा ना इसका कोई रेट दे, कहाँ ना उठाने वाला। अगर कोई डेयरी का रेट लगा देंगे उन्हें उठाने देनी। गवर्नमेंट जब तक ये जीरी नहीं उठती, शहर वालों को मनाएंगे तब जाकर काम होगा। गवर्नमेंट है ही नहीं किसी चीज की, गवर्नमेंट ने कोई काम नहीं, अपनी सिर्फ वोटों में लग रहे।
In Ladwa, beyond the issue of development and economy, caste will play the crucial role. Mewa Singh hopes to maximize 42,000 Jat votes in Congress's favour, while Naib Singh will depend on 39,000 Saini votes. Out of the 1.83 lakh voters of Ladwa OBC, Punjabi Khatri, Muslims and Banyas make up for more than 60,000 votes. All candidates are eyeing them to win this constituency. With Asim Bassi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, the other election constituency in Haryana that I want to focus on today is the seat of Adampur. It's been a legacy seat for Bhajan Lal, the late former Chief Minister, and his family. It's a seat which this family has dominated over the years. And like in other parts of Haryana, family ties run strong. So Adampur is now seeing the third generation of Bhajan Lal's family contesting. Preeti Chaudhary, in her election dispatch, caught up with Bhavya Bishnoi, grandson of the three-time Haryana Chief Minister Bhajan Lal. Take a look.
Bhavya Bishnoi, a sitting Adampur BJP MLA and grandson of Haryana's three-term CM Bhajan Lal, is hoping to keep the legacy alive.
यही बात कर लीजिए, यही कर लीजिए। अमित को बुला लो फिर सेकंड कैमरा।
Do you identify with the ideology of the BJP?
Absolutely. One stark difference that I've noticed is that the BJP is a very organized party. It's very ideology driven. It's very Karyakarta driven. There's a lot of discipline. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of accountability. In the Congress, it was each one for their own, and you had to be, paying sycophant to a handful of leaders up top to get your voices heard. Here, if you work hard, hard work it doesn't go unnoticed and it's rewarded.
The reason why your family started their own party was the Hoodas. If they were not there, would you still be with the Congress?
See, it's really hard to live in if and but, and it's very easy to make statements and conclusions in hindsight. So it's hard for me to comment on that.
10 years. A lot of issues which are resonating with the youth, the Congress has picked up. Unemployment. Haryana is the highest in unemployment. The wrestlers issue, the farmer protest. How do you answer that when you are wearing the tag of the BJP?
See, anti-incumbency naturally sets in after a few years. But as you saw in the centre, after 1962, for the first time, a leader was able to repeat his or her government for the third time consecutively. BJP voter is very silent. As we saw, perhaps in
Chhattisgarh, the Congress voters more vocal, but the BJP
they're very vocal.
Silent.
They're very vocal. Congress का एक voter 10 के बराबर दिखता है, और BJP के 10 voter एक के बराबर कई बार दिखता है, because the silent voters, and I'm quite confident that we will repeat history and we're going to form the government with full majority for the third time.
But do you think the BJP handled the wrestlers issue well?
I think we could have handled it slightly better.
You think so?
Absolutely. Having been a sportsman myself, and I personally have a very good relationship with Sakshi Malik ji as well. We've worked in the past. If our wrestlers are on the streets protesting, there has to be some merit to it. The fact that there was violence in addressing their protests was not right.
Was not right.
And there could have been slightly more prompter and more effective action.
At least you're admitting that the thing could have been handled better. The farm protest.
See, as far as the farmer protest is concerned, we as a family, we supported farmers in the protests. Of course, we were in the Congress party at the time. The thing with the BJP is it's a very responsive party. And it wasn't handled, the entire protest wasn't handled well initially, but I think on several occasions, the government was open to open dialogue with farmers, and a lot of the issues were addressed, which is why I think I do appreciate the way that was handled, at least recently, especially in the state. One of the major demands was MSP, and the Haryana state government has promised MSP on all 24 crops. As far as compensation is also concerned, the BJP government has given far more compensation in its 10 years as compared with the Congress in their 10 years. The party handled the farmer protests better than it handled the rest of the protests, is what I feel.
Your father a week ago had told me that he is a CM candidate, but he's not the CM face. Do you consider that the same, that he has it in him to be the CM, but possibly not the CM face?
See, I can't comment on what the immediate, decision is going to be. That's a decision that those up top have to make. He's someone who has really worked at the grassroots, really struggled, and I don't think he's got his due as yet. Best is yet to come, and it is in some ways unfortunate that the state hasn't seen my father deliver as a chief minister and in a bigger capacity, because I think he's going to do path-breaking work and unprecedented work.
Are you staying with the BJP, or you're open to other options?
See, my grandfather was most definitely a PhD in politics, but he was not a master of defection, because at the time there was no law. So we can't comment in hindsight. And in terms of defection today, we are going to be in the BJP till our last breath.
Really, that's a very big statement.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I wish you luck. This
Thank
time
you so
it's
much.
for the first time you have an OBC candidate against you.
That's all that we could pack in this edition of Elections Unlocked. News and updates continue on the other side of the break. Keep watching India Today.